What up? What up? It's your boy Adam Raw. Welcome to my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Excuse me. Alright, so today I didn't really see too much today. Pretty much clear skies and all that good shit, right? That's normal, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'll take that over the clouds because, the job that I do, when you start seeing clouds or red skies and stuff like that, that's a sign that it's gonna rain, you know what I'm saying? I can deal with that, you know what I'm saying? So far, I don't think I have any real messages or whatever. It was some stuff that I did want to touch up on though. Like, for the longest I kept talking about doing readings about astrological placements and what it means to have certain placements in the stars and the astrology, and combining astrology with other stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about that, and I think today I'm gonna take that first step into that region, because like I said, 9 times out of 10 when I pull these cards, I'm gonna get a message, and it's gonna be all about that same BS, that same negativity. I don't need that shit today, right? So today I think what I'm gonna talk about is actually I'm gonna pull a card, and then I'm gonna that's where I'm gonna start off at. So all right. Yeah, because I'm like all the other readers and shit, I'm getting tired of talking about that. It's always who fucking on who need a pap smear, who sent it. You already know. 9 times out of 10 at this point, you already know somebody's sending black magic towards you. And instead of feeding into that energy where it's like, oh, they're gonna keep doing it and keep doing, instead of doing all that shit, it's time to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Because before long, and soon, you're not gonna hear the readers talking about somebody doing black magic on people. Like, all of that shit is finna phase out. Okay. So anyway, we got the King of Pentacles out here, and we have adjacent possibilities in reverse, and we have the 7 of Cups out here. So basically, the vibe that I get here is that somebody has multiple not opportunities, but a lot of different projects that's going on at once. It give me the vibe of somebody who don't know where to place all their energy into, a project that they're placing all their energy into. It's like it give me the vibe of somebody who is interested in multiple things all at once, right? So, and with this card coming out here, this King of Pentacles, for most people it gives off the vibe of like somebody who's attained some kind of wealth in their life. Like, they have plenty for their kids, their wife, their kids, they have a family, running business owners and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? That's the vibe that I get from this. But also the vibe that I get from this here is somebody who has acquired some kind of I guess it gives me the vibe of like a jack of all trades. But in order for somebody to be the jack of all trades, they have to do what? They have to be interchangeable with their knowledge. Okay, this can't be just one person who has perfected knowledge in one area of life. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who has multiple different knowledges and multiple different, or has a taste of multiple different wisdoms. Okay, so basically you're being asked here, if this is you're being asked to narrow down the your focus. Okay, you're great at music, you're great at writing, you're great at art, you're great at dancing, you're great at singing, you're a great driver, you're a great dresser, you're great at building people up, you're a great speaker, You're a great listener. You're a great friend. You're a great mother. You're a great wife. You're a great husband. You're a great son. You're a great daughter. You're a great family member. You are all these great things, right? All of them. Yet, all these things cannot occupy the same space. You have this project over here, here. You got all these ideas. Like right now, there's a lot of ideas flowing, right? All these ideas are flowing. All these different routes to money and love and to increase, you know, there's so much here. And this is awesome. I love this kind of energy, but you have to narrow it down. You have to focus on one thing at a time, okay? That's what it's asking you to do. Focus on one thing at a time. You have to take a practical approach to something, because the thing is that when it comes to wealth and building wealth, the man who spreads himself thin generally don't amount to anything, okay? The man who knows a little bit about everything ends up not knowing anything at all, right? So basically, you're being asked to commit yourself to one practice. Commit yourself to one practice, okay? If philosophy is your thing, commit yourself to your philosophy. If writing is your thing, commit yourself to your writing. If movie making is your thing, commit yourself to this thing. You're being asked to commit yourself. And you can't think of it as a job or a task. Think of it as like life is a school, right? So in your waking life, you're doing all this shit to take care of yourself and take care of business and all that. That's all school shit, right? But now you're being asked about what do you want to do about your extracurricular activities. Because you remember in school, we always had extracurricular activities, right? That's a course that you get to pick for yourself, whether it was like gym, home ec, or, you know, whatever, right? The universe is telling you now's the time to pick your electives, okay? That's basically what's going on here. Everybody wants to get rich. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants that. That's not a fucking goal. I'm be honest with you. That's not a fucking goal. Or you just got to know how to go about that goal. Some people say, hey, I want to be happy. Okay, well, then you need to focus on fighting your inner demons. That's what you need to be focused on. You need to focus on accepting responsibility for the shit you've done in your life and coming to terms with it. So when other people will throw it into your face, guess what? You're immune to it. And guess what? That breeds your happiness. Right? Some will say, hey, I'm tired of being a broke fuck. Right? So of course, you need to go find a profession that you like, or it doesn't matter. Go start off with a job. That's where everybody start, a job. Everybody started, you know, it doesn't matter. Wherever you start at, you making $8 fucking an hour. Big fucking deal. Because you know that's not where you're going to be for the rest of your life, right? It's all about the mentality that you take into this job that makes it into what it's supposed to be. If you go into this job every day like, fuck, I have to do this to take care of this and take care of that, you'll always stay at that position and you'll never advance forward. However, with the simple transition of thought of saying, okay, well, I'm going to learn everything there is to know about this position at this level. And then when I feel like I need to move up, I'll wait for a position and move up there and learn everything there is to know about that position, or I'll learn about other positions in my off time. What does that do? That gets you that puts you in this, that's the beginning phases of this King of Pentacles energy here. That puts you at the Page of Pentacles. Honestly, it puts you at the Page of Pentacles energy. And as you continue to critique yourself and build yourself up and build up your resume and keep working harder and learning more things and taking on more and more responsibilities, eventually you will be this King of Pentacles, in which you are the jack of all trades at this in particular place. Does that limit your knowledge? No. A lot of people think like, oh, well, I just know McDonald's and that's it. True. However, the customer service experience is something that if you made your own, you did your own restaurant, now you know how to deal with people. You see what I'm saying? You know how to deal with people. You know how to run a grill. You know how to run this. You want to know how to do that. You know about the etiquette of the kitchen. You know what you want in your kitchen, what you don't want in your kitchen, the kind of people you want to work with, the kind of people you want running it, who you want to run it with, how you want to run it. You learn these things as you go. If you're just at a job and you're just doing that shit miserable every fucking day, coming in high, drunk and shit like that, you don't learn a motherfucking thing. And 9 times out of 10, when you get terminated, you're gonna go find another fucking miserable ass job just like that and repeat the same process all over again. It's gonna be rinse and repeat. Am I saying that you are gonna instantly start off somewhere that you want to be? No. No one starts off exactly where they want to be. I didn't start off where I wanted to be. When I first started my working career, I was at a restaurant. I started off as a busboy. Then I moved up to running food to the tables. Then I worked up to being a dishwasher. Then I worked up to being, working in the kitchen. There wasn't a job in there besides serving and bartending that I didn't know how to do. If I was left in that restaurant by myself, I would have been able to do every single thing in there. It would have been hard, but I would have been able to run each and every individual thing except for what the waiters and the bartender does. That's called you make your, that's the thing, like when you, well, I'll put it like this, that's the mentality that you need, that is needed in order to pursue this goal or this dream. That's what is needed. When it comes to a dream and creating wealth and being wealthy at something, there's levels to this shit. You don't just say, hey, I want to be a rapper because they make a lot of fucking money. Nobody says that. Nobody that succeeds says that. The people that succeed at being rapping are people who live the shit, for one. 2, they love what they do. And 3, if you leave them alone in a studio, 9 times out of 10, there are people like Kanye West who stay in a fucking studio for what? Months. He stayed in there the whole fucking summer, making nothing but beats. Whether people bought him or not, nothing but fucking beats. Can you envision yourself going to a workplace doing that same thing? Obviously not. Not working for somebody else most of the time. Most of the time, that's why it's all about how you do your shit. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm gonna just do this until, and I get that. You gotta take care of your family. The kids need braces. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I get that. I'm not saying like everything is gonna be like, oh, no, it's not fucking like that. This is the real fucking world. All I'm saying is, if you gotta struggle and strive to do some shit, at least learn some shit from it that you could take with you. Everywhere you go, take some kind of wisdom or knowledge with you. Take something with you. Don't just be somebody who goes in there, do the bare fucking minimum and fucking leave. Because you'll always be the bare fucking minimum no matter where you go. When it comes to work, when it comes to goals and stuff like that, you have to work under somebody else first. You know what I'm saying? No, like I was talking about the whole rapper shit, when I was talking about the dancer shit, don't nobody just say, oh yeah, I'm going to be a fucking model for the rest of my life because I look good, I got good genetics. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to go through classes for some of that shit. You got to go through classes. You got to have a good photographer. You got to know how to, the different kind of angles and shades, and it's like different picters that you want to, when you come to marketing yourself, you don't want to just take a full frontal in every fucking picture, do you? No, you want different side shots. You want them to see you working or doing something. It's a variety of different things, but it takes wisdom to know this. There's wisdoms out here. That's what this 7 of Cups is. It's wisdoms. There's the 7 different wisdoms that are out here. There's a variety of wisdoms out here. Okay? When it comes to making your dreams, when it comes to wealth and doing, like, let's say, rapping, wealth is like an artwork. It's art. That's what it is. It's an art piece. It's an artwork. It's a work of art. It's something you create. You create wealth. You don't become wealthy. You create it. How do you create it? Because you allow it to consume you. You are consumed by it. You are consumed by your work. You are consumed by the things that how you operate and use your time every fucking day. You are consumed by what you see. You are consumed by it. And when you are consumed by something, what does it do? It naturally fucking leaks out. Just like rapping. You consume yourself with rapping, it leaks the fuck up out of you. You don't have to think about dropping bars. You don't have to think about what beat is coming up next, because you're going to murder each and every last one of them motherfuckers because you live it. You are it. You are rap. You are hip hop. You are the dance. You are the waltz. You are the reader. You are the writer. You are the story. You see what I'm saying? That's how you become wealthy. That is the secret behind wealth. Because when you become it, you think it, you feel it, you know it. You do what wealthy people do. And it's just going to be imitating, because that's where most people stop. Most people will try to stop you from accomplishing your dream. Why? Because they think they know it's going to make money. But guess what? They're going to do what you do before you do it to try to make the money before you. Just like, yeah, I did it. But that's not how you acquire wealth. In wealth, we become it. You see what I'm saying? Like the job that I do now, I don't just do my job. I become my job. When I become it, it's like I never work a day in my life. And I'm not here bragging about this shit. Find you an extracurricular activity that you can become for the rest of your life. That you can become. Become it. Preaching it, I mean, you know, you have to become it. You have to eat, sleep, shit it. You know what I'm saying? You have to become it. You have to be consumed by it. Everything, when it comes to wealth, wealth is a spirit, just like everything else out here. Everything is a spirit. Wealth is an art. It's like art. You are consumed by it. So when you become consumed by that wealth, people won't be able to differentiate you from your wealth, because you are one and the same. Think about Jay-Z. When I say Jay-Z, most people think money, numbers, right? Nobody ever thinks about reasonable doubt. Very few people think about New York, or him being in the hood, or the songs, some of this, and then after, yeah, the songs he's made start coming in true. But as soon as I say Jay-Z, first thing I think about wealth. Why? Because he became it. He became it. And that's what you're being taught to do here. It's time to narrow your focus down. Time to narrow your focus down. When you narrow your focus down, that right there is going to make you the jack of all trades, because you will excel at in particular wisdom. Now it's up to you to decide, is it best to live a life in which you acquired a little bit of wisdom from every cup there is to offer in mankind, so that you can be, well, you know, somewhat knowledgeable and versed in these different wisdoms to the rest of the world? Or is it wisest to put all your eggs in one basket and be consumed by one knowledge or one wisdom that you love, that loves you? They say that love is a single soul inhabiting two people. Imagine you and this wisdom as two separate entities, right? And then there's that one soul that connects you both. You love it, and it shows you love. You are interested in it, and it tells you its secrets. It's just like a person. That's why I said wealth and, you know, these wisdoms are like people. It's like a spirit. It's like a person. You see what I'm saying? Instead of you going out here telling this, when you want people to like you, you don't go out there and just say, oh yeah, I got the best car, I got the best shades, I got the best job, I got the best. You don't do that. You don't go get all these fucking surgeries to prove that you are the best at something, right? That's not what you do. You take interest in other people. How was your day? Tell them a joke. Listen to their problems. See how they were doing. See what they need in their life. You see? And then that makes them want to like you because you took an interest in them. Same thing with wealth. Same thing with the wisdoms and wealth. When you take an interest in a wisdom or a wealth, when you take an interest in a wisdom, that wisdom tell you its secrets. And once it tells you its secrets, it start to generate your wealth. Okay? A lot of people, and it's not just that either, but there's a lot of other aspects to it, because the thing is that it's you, and then there's this wisdom, right? In order for it to work, you need to be able to communicate to it. It needs to be able to communicate to you, right? So, with that being said, you got to stay true to yourself. If you can't be true to yourself with this wisdom, it won't be true to you. If you lie to it, it'll lie to you. It's just like a person, right? Everybody want money. Everybody think it's a limited amount of money out here. I don't know why is that. Why do people think it's a limited amount of money? People want to be envied. People want to be jealous of. People want to have some kind of status, like some magnificent status to make people bow down to them. When have you ever in history have seen someone bowing down to anyone aside from slavery? That's it. That's the only time. Slavery. Oh, a kingdom, a king, and a queen? That's not what kings and queens did. The kings and the queens were slaves to the people. When they needed answers, they went to above or wherever, or they did whatever they had to keep the people satisfied. They served the people. They were servants. So don't play that bullshit pharaoh, divine masculine, divine feminine shit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. The next here, wow. This is weird. And so we got the 9 of coins, right? Remember I was just giving that long ass speech? The next one that came up here is the Wheel of Fortune, karma. Okay? When it comes to karma, when it comes to karma, you know what? I'm gonna leave. That's something else. I'm not even gonna touch that. Because there's some people that's going through karma that need to go through shit. And I ain't finna touch all of that. So I'm gonna transition this towards money. The Wheel of Fortune here, okay? So with the Wheel of Fortune, that means you're generating income. You got money coming in, you know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing, right? And then it helps you with your happiness, right? Your 10 of Cups, right? You got your 10 of Cups here. And then you got the 5th chakra in reverse, right? Basically, this is basically telling you that once you are on that wheel, once that Wheel of Fortune start wheeling in for you, once you become consumed by this wealth or wisdom or something like that, it's not that many people that you're going to be able to talk to about this. It's not that many people you're going to be able to tell about this. You're going to have to learn how to keep secrets, right? So basically, as you become consumed with your goal or your wisdom, become consumed by this wisdom, or allowing this wisdom to possess you and take over you, and to and to express itself into the world through you. Because it's just like Jay-Z said, we are like whistles. The messages flow through us. When we are consumed by, people want to be rappers and stuff like that, the messages that we have to send to people flows through you. If you are a storyteller, the stories flow through you. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you let things flow through you. You don't want to be like a cup. A cup can only contain so much before it overflows. You want to be more like the whistle, where it flows through you. Everything has to flow through. When it flows through like a whistle, you will be making, I put it like this, you will be effective so long as that wind is blowing through you. With a cup, you fill up and you overflow, and it pours out into other things that you do. And that's exactly what this is about too, though. So I guess the best way to do it is that, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune, is like that wisdom is going to operate through you, and then you are going to be, you know, you're going to find your 10 of cups. A lot of time, I'll put it like this. It's a lot of people out here who talk about they want to build empires and stuff like that, and I'm guilty of that. I was talking about building empires and how I don't want to do it alone and all of that other shit or whatever, right? Well, the thing is that sometimes it's kind of like you have to get, if you want a certain kind of mate, you have to get started on your goal. Because the thing is that way you'll attract someone like you. If you attract someone like where you are right now, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to want them. Especially after you expand. You see what I'm saying? After you expand and you start getting things racked in or whatever, you're going to be, you know, you're going to naturally attract the right mate for you, right? But all in all, when you are consumed by that wisdom, like I was saying, like I said, the money is going to come. Like I was saying before all of this came, the money is going to come. And just like this 10 of Cups came out, that right there is confirmation that it will lead to your happiness, your mental happiness. And the reason why is because it goes back to this book that I read called Seneca on the Shortness of Life, right? And in this book, the philosopher was saying, like, life is long if you know how to live it. And then when he got to breaking down how we use our time, we use our time in grieving, we use time in to go to work, we use time to deal with our kids, we use time to get money, we use time to have sex with people, we give time to help people, we put our time in so much stuff. But how much time do you get to say that you spent it doing something you love to do, right? If you're going to generate wealth, you need to find something that you love to do. If you find something that you love to do and you're doing it every day, it's like you'll never work. And you will be more fulfilled, and it seems like life is a lot longer than what it really is. A lot less stress, a lot more happiness. But this is the secret. This is one of the secrets to wealth. Well, as you find your way and your secret to wealth, it's going to be different. This is just my perspective. It's going to change for you. As you move up the ladder, it's going to change for you. In this tax bracket where I am right now, this is what it is to me. This is the message that's coming in to me. But when I get to the next tax bracket, this same concept may change. It may be more profound, deeper, or it may be a little bit more shallower. It could be more simple, or it could be a lot more complex. But for the people who talk about, who think it's a limited amount of resources, there's not. There's not. There's all it's ridiculous the stuff people do for money. And they act like it's, they act like, I guess I put it like this. From what I've seen, it's a lot of people that think like if a dollar that's in my pocket is better than $2 in yours. Or if for every dollar that's in my pocket, it's equivalent to $2 you don't have. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe that I get. You know what I'm saying? Where that came from, I have no fucking clue, but that's the vibe that I get from it. Okay, so the last message about this is gonna be, Seven of Swords in reverse. You got anxiety here, and you got the Magician in reverse here. So basically, with this right here, it has to do with like, as you increase your money, as your wealth increases, as luck increases for you, it increases your problems. You see what I'm saying? It increases your problems. That's why you have the anxiety card here. When you get more money, it's going to bring more problems. That's why it's important that we have that fifth chakra closed, you know, that fifth chakra here. True enough, it's good to speak your, you know, your truths, but some truths aren't supposed to be spoken. Okay? And then you have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. The Seven of Swords here in reverse has to do with self-deception and self-doubt and self, you know what I'm saying? Has to do with self-defeating, the self-defeating prophecy. And then you have the Magician in reverse here, okay? So, I'm not going to read, like I said, I'm not reading this in terms of other people and all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to read this in terms of money. So, in terms of money, there's this, you know, there's like, some people just feel like that they don't have enough, which is why some people do what they do. It's like, for some, they have this bottomless pit, this bottomless stomach of greed. You know what I'm saying? This right here is warning you not to be in that manner. If you are greedy, it's only going to create anxiety for you, because you're going to always think about more money, more this, 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 more. You see what I'm saying? More isn't how you acquire wealth. Okay? If you in a concept of thinking more, it's going to block your blessings. The things we pursue in this world evades us. The things that we pursue evades us. That's why you and your wisdom have to have a mutual agreement. You meet your wisdom halfway, it meets you and reveal a secret. It's kind of like two people meeting. But if you are in like this endless, boundless pursuit into something that doesn't serve you, or you're in this desperate chase for wealth, you're going to deceive yourself into always believing that you're poor, which will only create anxiety. You see what I'm saying? It's self-deception. You may have, you know, like there's some people out here make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $40,000 a year. $40,000 a year, single, self-sufficient on their own. But still, they feel like they are poor. They feel like they're poor. And because they feel like they're poor, they are unable to get out of that next tax bracket. Wealth and wisdom, like wealth, wisdom, and manifestations, it's like, you know, they are all interconnected. But if you if you don't understand the interconnectedness of it, then, or be able to apply the interconnectedness of it, you will never acquire it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to acquire it. Am I in a position to talk about wealth right now? Possibly, possibly not. But this is the message that's coming from me. If you could take something from it, take it. If you can't, then shut the fuck up and leave the fucking channel. Take it or leave it. My idea is this philosophy or this concept is something that I've been actively applying for the last 10 years. And it's been working for me. What it is for you is something different. You know what I mean? And you know what? I really hate that. I hate the fact that people think that your money is what make you who you are. You see what I'm saying? There's millionaires out here who dress in plain clothes and they get treated like shit compared to the rapper who has a net worth of $80 million but only $12 in their bank account. That net worth comes from the house that they bought on borrowed money, the cars they bought on borrowed money. It's a lot when you get into the industry of rapping and stuff like that. It's a lot of borrowing. It's a lot of borrowed money. It's a lot of borrowed energy there. That's why they give you a black card. That's why they want you to borrow yourself away. Technically, they want you to pay. They want you to put a price on your soul. As proof of that, think about the other rappers who fall off that you never hear about. You never hear about them again. Why? Because they come out with another album, the label that they were on before, they still owe them money. And they're just going to come and take all their fucking money. And they can't do any commercials or promoting or anything like that. Because guess what? Legally, your image is registered to them as a trademark. You sold your soul. You see what I'm saying? You're registered to them. You're like a copyright to them. You see what I mean? Not always, but most cases. That's why people like Yo Gotti was talking about, you sold 1 million records, I made $1 million. Who really made it? That's the point he was trying to make. Even though you sold, let's say, you know, we could do the math of it, like, you know, you sell 1 million copies, say it's like, what, $14 a copy? That's $14 million, right? He made $1 million. 9 times out of 10, you got an advance. They gonna take like 80% of that. I mean, not 80%. They gonna take a certain percentage of that. You still gotta pay taxes. You still gotta pay certain fees and stuff like that. By the time it's all over, you probably gonna walk away with like $400,000 or so. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? But then that's because you borrowed or got an advance in order to buy this big ass house, this jewelry, these clothes, this shoes, all the unnecessary shit that you got. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's wild. Wealth isn't what most people think it is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes wealth is having a home that you love. I mean, having a decent house, having a decent car, having everything paid off, having your credit in a decent place, being in a healthy state of mind, having a healthy, you know, being healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not straining or hurting yourself to do your work to earn money. What is more abundant than that? What is more abundant than that? You're taking care of your family. You got some money set aside. You can save. You can do this. You can, you know, you have options. You see what I'm saying? Wealth isn't always about, you know, isn't always a dollar figure or a dollar amount. And that's where a lot of people get hung up. They think that wealth has to do with possessions, what you have. That's not it. It's not just that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get caught up on that. Like, oh yeah, it's about the car, the clothes, you know. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's like, when, I know y'all heard this story before, but when I was younger, I used to hang out. I used to get drunk and fucked up, pay people, you know, like, I would like get drunk, fucked up, party all the time, hang out with all kind of people, be the life of the party, buy all the drink, the motherfucker that bought all the drinks and shit like that, bought new Jordans every week, new clothes, car paid off, own place, all that shit every fucking week, good job, everything, right? Brought that shit around the wrong motherfucking person, and that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes is for the wrong person to see it. And that's what happened. This time, I told myself, this time when I rebuild, it ain't gonna be none of that shit. Ain't gonna be none of that shit. You'll never know. Not unless you was looking into my life. That's the only time, that's the only how you would know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, nope. When people see me, if you're not one of those people that just genuinely nice to people, you know, we ain't go click. Cause you know, if I gotta wear Jordans, I gotta wear, you know, nice this and nice that for you to, and it's okay to have nice stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to treat yourself. You don't want to walk around like a bum and stuff like that. But what I am saying is, like, you know, you just got to be careful who you see what, who see what. And another thing, if you're going to get into this whole wealth thing and this wisdom thing, especially those who are, who actually want to pursue their wealth, the best bet is to start reading books. Read books like 5 a.m. Club. Read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read books like 48 Laws of Power. Read books like The Art of War. Read books like like Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching. Read books like the I Ching. Read books about, you know, read abstract philosophical books and tie the information into what you need it to be. For example, if you're going to read The Art of War, off rip, The Art of War talk about initial estimations when you go to war, right? Same thing, you can turn that and flip it into learning how to start a business. There's 5 concepts when you start your business, okay? First, you got to have the demand, which is the tau, the willingness of the people to purchase from you or to support you. You got to have something that's in demand, something like a service, or you got to have a service or product that's in demand. That we call that the tau, the willingness of the people to follow you if you survive or fall off. The tau, right? You got to have something that people want. Next, you got heaven. You know what I'm saying? You got to know if the timing is right for something that what you're selling. But generally, you want to be ahead of the times when what you're selling. If you are selling something at the same time that it becomes popular and now you're jumping on the trail, 9 times out of 10, you're too late. You're too late. So that's what we call with heaven. It will have to be something like so it will have to be something like the timing. You know how fads are? It's about like fads. You know how you got fads and stuff like that? Yeah, you got to know about the fads and the times and stuff like that. And it's best, like when it comes to heaven, it's best to create your own fad, right? And then next, you got earth, right? Earth has to do with the terrain, where you marketed your shit. You know, you don't want to be marketing plowing services in Texas, where it rarely ever snows. Or you don't want to market like construction work in Alaska. You know what I mean? Like terrain. And then you got the general, the people who are going to be working with you and for you. You got to know what kind of personality that they got. You know what I'm saying? You want, you know, when you read The Art of War, it'll make sense about the general. You read that. And then last, you got logistics and the rules of engagement. You know what I'm saying? You got to have clear-cut rules to your business. Basically, your business have to have morals, values, virtues like a person. That's why they make you register your business like an entity or as if it is a person. When you do your startup, when you register your LLC and all of that, it's registered like an entity, a person. You're an entity. They ask you, do you want to be like, do you want this to be an extension of you, or do you want to do it separate? Because when it comes to a lawsuit, they can only sue this entity. Or do you want it where you're both connected, and if they sue this, they sue you and take everything? You see what I'm saying? So that's why books like The Art of War is important. Like, you got to know how to take abstract concepts and build them into what's necessary for what you need it to be. That's why I say you have to, and this is something that you learn. This is something that no businessman has not heard of. No successful businessman has never heard of this. You see what I'm saying? No wealthy person has never heard of this concept. So if this is new to you, you might want to take it and deal with what you need to deal with. That's all I got. Eventually, I'm going to start a Patreon, and all these messages are going to be on my Patreon for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just going to be this. It's going to be about astrological shit. It's going to be about tarot. It's going to be, basically, it's going to be spectacular. Okay? So if you enjoyed this message, I ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. For those of you who are going to start your business, you will be successful. I want to speak life into you. You will be successful. This is going to be something that you're going to be proud of. Okay? You got this shit. And don't forget, when you do start a business, and if it doesn't go like the way that you want it to do and it fails, don't be embarrassed about that. In success requires failure. Okay? Success requires failure. It takes failures to build up to a success. And generally speaking, those people who are wealthy, they have failed at something at some point. But not just that, they say that the best way to be wealthy is to fail in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Fail in the beginning. And just like Denzel Washington said, fail big. Okay? If you fail big, you'll learn a big lesson, and it'll teach you how to do what you need to do. Okay? And yeah. So for my business owners that are out here who are or my newbies who are starting, I am awaiting your story about the first $10,000 that you made. Matter of fact, the first $1,000 that you made. So you know, if you are a business owner and you want to let me know, just put it in a comment. Let me know the first $1,000 that you made. Tell me how it make you felt. I mean, you know what I'm saying, how you felt about it and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who you're talking to. Honestly, I never know who I'm talking to, and that's why it's important to read, you know, books about different stuff. Oh, another book that's important is Dale Carnegie. That's a very important book. Okay, Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People. Also, he had 48 Laws of Power. One of the 48 Laws of Power, it says you don't know who you're offending. So it's best not to, you know, be reckless. So yeah. When you guys, which I know, like 9 times out of 10, if you see this video or you even listen to this video and you start a business, eventually you will have some level of success if you apply, well, if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for you today. Like I said, I had to take a break from all of that energy reading. I got tired of all of that who's fucking on who need a pap smear, who's sending spill work your way. And true enough, it's, you know, for some people it's important. Some people live for the gossip, but I just got tired of it. So if you want to hear the gossip, guess what? You can go to another reader. There's other readers out here who's definitely doing a gossip tonight. Tonight I just chose not to. Choose to start another path. All right, to my devoted visitors, you know, much love, much peace. I look forward to your successes, and welcome to the transition of the new channel. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know somebody who's starting a business or whatever, or who's contemplating starting a business, definitely please feel free to share this video with them. You know, just to give them something to think about, especially if you guys are in the business plan aspect of it. Just you know, just share with them, just to give them something to think about. And then, you know, I'll have another video about business and stuff, and you know, generating wealth and building wealth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, love y'all all. Take it easy, be safe, take care of yourselves, and peace.